And the last and final game I'm going to be showing here is the most obscure and uncommon game you will ever find, period. So today we're going to be doing my video game pickups for the month of June. Yes, it's finally that time. So yeah, so we're going to start with all the games I have in this little lovely little tote. So with no further ado, let's get started by showing the first game I'm going to be showing. Trying to organize everything over here. So the first game I'm going to be showing is the only PlayStation 1 game I decided to get. It's this one called Jeremy McGrath Supercross 98. Yeah, so I had briefly played this the day on I got this, even though it's been so long I played this game. I remember owning this years ago, a long time ago. So I decided to get another copy just to relive this game. See, I don't remember much about this game, so I remember picking it up from GameStop. They were selling it for $5, very much. So basically, I remember the game being so... I don't remember the game being so hard, to be honest with you. And then I recently just played it. It's just hard as hell. And I was like, it's going to take me a while to get actually know the stuff what I need to do. And because the AI in this game does shortcuts. A lot. How would I even know where all the shortcuts are at, right? So, I like to play the game normally, not just like you're just going to take shortcuts, like, oh yeah, I'm going to cheat. No. I like to play the game normally, but if you have to use shortcuts, if the AI want to cheat, I can cheat. So, it makes it even. So yeah, Jeremy McGrath Supercross 98 for the PlayStation 1. So I'm going to put that over somewhere. I don't even know where to put it at the moment. Actually, you know what? I'll put it right here on the floor for now. Now I'll pick it up, put it where it needs to go. So yeah, so next we're going to do a PS3 game, which is this one I'm going to be showing, is the one I did not know, is SOCOM Confrontation. So this game, I didn't even know this was an online game, because if you look at the fine print up here where the PlayStation Network thing is, it would say multiplayer online only, which I was unaware. I even done research before I even picked this game up. If I even knew this little fine print right there, I wouldn't even picked it up. So I decided, you know what, I'll see if the servers are still up. And I remember this other game I remember getting a year or two ago called MAG for the PS3. It had separate from the same issue because that game also came out 2000 like this game did, and the servers were down 4 years after it was released. So I'm hoping in there, and I did watch a few videos, and I also did research. You still can play this game, but you had to do the DNS settings, and the primary, secondary is like, yeah, it's only if people are still playing this game, but I don't know. Well, yeah, so I picked up anyway. That's added to my PS3 collection. I guess why the heck not? It's only like $5. The game should have been at least 99 cents. This, to be honest, not for $5, even though you can't play it. so yeah, so I said, you know what, whatever, right? So yeah. SOCOM Confrontations, or just Confrontation for short. And the next one is called Formula 1 Championship Edition. So this one came out in 06, so I guess, yeah, I think it's 2006 is what it says on the back somewhere. Let me double check. Yeah, 2006, it says it right in the fine print right there. So yeah, so I guess this is like the PS3 version of the PSP version. I think there is a PSP version called Formula 1 06, but I don't know if that's totally the same game or maybe it's a completely different game. But even though the PS3 version of this one is this called Championship Edition, so I'm not sure if it's a very specific edition or just the name of the game. So I would do research just to clarify if this is a special, like a specific edition, or just maybe it's just the name of the video game itself. So that'd be kind of interesting. I did briefly play this game, so I was like, it is going to take time to get adjusted, because even though I did play the modern Formula 1 games, even though the older games may take a little bit adjustments to get used to, for sure. Yeah, so this is the PS3 version of this game. So yeah, Formula 1 Championship Edition for the PS3. And next, this is one of my favorite games, and I had to get this again, even though it's been so long I played this game. That is Mortal Kombat, or known as Mortal Kombat 9 for the PS3. So this one, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will say this is the game of the year. This is the must-play Mortal Kombat game on the PlayStation 3 or the 360, depending on what you have. So yeah, so I remember playing this game when it first came out. Maybe when it first came out, maybe it was a few years after it came out. I remember was blown away how good this game was. Compared to what we had before this game came out, was versus DC Universe. That game was kind of disappointing. The lack of, the fatalities were kind of toned down because of the meet its T rating, right? And then this game came out and went back to its original mature rating. So I remember putting this in my 360 originally, and I had a blast with it. I had so much fun, and then the challenge towers, let me tell you, the challenge towers are so brutal. Some of them are brutal, man. It takes time to know what you're supposed to do. It will tell you the objectives on the screen. You had to do this at a certain. Sometimes you're under a timer, and it was like, oh my god, this is why it's called a challenge for a reason. My most played mode is obviously the living towers, or the normal towers, known as the traditional towers, for short. Those are the ones I played the most, and then I have played the story just to get that out of the way first, and I'll play the challenge towers, the living towers, stuff like that. And what's cool about this game too, you can actually do tag team combat, which is basically you have one player to be on your side, or you can versus them at another or the opposing team, which is kind of cool. I think it's called tag team. It's called tag team mode. That's what it's called. It says it right in the back here somewhere. Yeah, so you actually can swap up and have them play. If you're playing against your enemies or your opponents, then yeah, they can do the same too, like as you can by just clicking that certain button. You can actually swap out a different character if you want. If that specific character is taking so much damage. So yeah, that was a very cool concept. I wish they brought it back, but even though we thought in Mortal Kombat 1 2023 for the PS5, we thought that was going to be tag team mode back, but now actually it was called cameo mode. I first a lot of people were kind of disappointed, even though we thought it was tag team mode, there was going to make a comeback. Nope. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 9 for the PS3. And the first good thing about this version, you can play as Kratos. It says it right there, Kratos. Yeah, one of the best games ever made. So this is also on the Vita as well. If you ever find the Vita version, I suggest it. And also there is a complete edition version of this game as well, what you can play as the DLC characters without having to pay anything, because the complete edition has everything unlocked on the retail disc. So just keep that in mind. So next is one of my solid games I remember playing. It's one of the Tom Clancy games. That is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. This game I remember completing a long time ago on the Xbox 360. So it's been so long I ever played the 360 version of this game, even though I decided to get the PS3 version. So what's cool about this version, it has the game disc, right? And it also has the bonus disc, which I was pleasantly surprised. It has the bonus disc right here for bonus content, which I had never used. So I might just think that bonus content, like you can, I don't know what the bonus content is. Does it say in the back here? I don't think so. Yeah, I might have to do research to see what the bonus content really is. I don't know if it's for skins or additional weapons, or maybe this DLC. I don't know. So I might just do research, and I can leave it in the description for each game I have mentioned. Maybe not all of them, but certain ones I have mentioned here. So yeah, this is going to be one of the games I'm going to return and try to finish again. It's been a long time. I might be a bit rusty. I might get shoot down a lot of times, like, and then you got enemy right there, boom. I was like, okay, I gotta start over from the checkpoints. It's fine. Yeah, Rainbow Six Vegas 2 for the PS3. Alright, next is one of my favorite sequels of all time by Ubisoft. That is, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what I'm talking about. Far Cry 4. Even though this is limited edition on here, but this is not what I'm talking. Even though the limited edition that comes with, DLC and stuff like that, but even though the DLC's probably been already, used, even though I don't even care, I just want to play the game, the base game. So that's what I did. I wanted to get Far Cry 4 for the PS3. Even though there is the PS4 version of this game, I just want to get the PS3 version for now, and I will eventually get the PS4 version. But in this game, it's a really fun game. It's like, is it better than Far Cry 3 though? No, but Far Cry 4 is was built on the same engine as Far Cry 3 was, but even though this game came out 2 years after Far Cry 3. But, this game, I would highly suggest you play this game and also play Far Cry 3 if you haven't played that. Or I'm pretty sure a lot of people at this day and age have already played Far Cry 3. If you haven't, highly suggest you play Far Cry 3 first, and then Far Cry 4 next. Or even Far Cry 2 if you ever can find that game. Even though I don't have it at the moment, but it's a good choice to get to. So yeah, Far Cry 4 for the PS3. Alright, the next one is another fighting game for the PS3. That is Injustice Gods Among Us. This is known as Injustice 1 for the PS3. This is the original release version of the PS3 version, even though there is a PS4 version called the Ultimate Edition, and there's one on the Vita as well. But I decided to get the PS3 version because I remember playing the PS3 version. I think it was on PS Now, I think it was. I think at one point, I don't know if it still is now, because I am not going to pay almost $160 for both the PS Plus and also the PS Now service for $160. Nah. Too much money. I will never do that. That's why I would rather buy it physical. Okay, I will do that. So that's what I did. Injustice Gods Among Us. It's like Mortal Kombat, but with this time around, you're playing with the DC characters, which is cool because it will say DC Comics on the back there, like they did with Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Even though a lot of people didn't feel like DC characters should be in the same realm as Mortal Kombat characters, which didn't feel right. So they made its own its own appropriate game, which is called Injustice Gods Among Us. This is known as Injustice 1. So yeah, Injustice Gods Among Us for the PS3. So I'm gonna put that down here. Alright, next game is one of my favorite shooters of all time. Even though they did a remaster, this is the original version called Sniper Elite V2. So this one is basically known as Sniper Elite 2 for short. So this game I remember playing a ton of when it came out. I didn't even play it when it first came out, but I had played it. I think I had it when I had the Xbox Live Gold at one point. It was one of those games, I think it was one of the games they gave out years ago. I remember playing that game. I was blown away how good that game was. I remember liking this game because I know I think this game had X-ray. Oh, it does. It says it right there. X-ray kill cam, which is kind of cool because it's kind of like Mortal Kombat, like the one we just showed that has the X-rays and you do critical damage. This game, however, was cool because when you shoot an enemy with a sniper rifle, that's what the game's called, Sniper Elite, right? So it's fun. It's one of those games I love to cause mayhem and destroy cars, shoot the enemies with shoot their grenades, and they say, oh crap, and they blow up. I'm like, okay. That was fun. I like to cause mayhem. Even though I had beat the game before, this is the PS3 version, I'm going to beat this game again. Even though it's been a long time I ever played this game, so might as well pick it up, even though I got it for $5. You can't pass on that. So yeah, Sniper Elite V2, or known as Sniper Elite 2. Alright, next we got one of the greatest masterpieces on the PS3 system of all time. That is Heavy Rain Director's Cut. So this game, let me tell you a story about Heavy Rain. I went to GameStop, I think it was 2017. So that was the same year I got my PS3, years ago. So I remember when I went to GameStop, I only had like maybe $20 to spend, and the first game I saw there was Heavy Rain. The standard version, not this version, it was the standard version. And I remember taking it home, played it, absolutely loved it. Even though this game has multiple choices, like you would expect from a Telltale game. Even though they did release it to the PS4 with other game included was Beyond Two Souls. Was a fun, even though Beyond Two Souls to me wasn't that good of a game, but this one by far kicked its ass, 100%. This game is a must play. If you haven't played Heavy Rain, I highly suggest you guys go out and pick this game up, or even on the PS4. It's a must play game. Period. It's one of the must play. Yeah, Heavy Rain Director's Cut for the PlayStation 3. Alright, next we got 2 PS4 games. So this is going to be the first one I'm going to be showing. Is one of my favorite ones. Mortal Kombat X. So yeah, so Mortal Kombat X, even though there's another edition called Mortal Kombat XL, which is basically known as the complete edition, this is just the standard version of Mortal Kombat X that came out originally in 2015. So yeah, so basically this game I actually loved. It's basically like MK9, but they improved it, and then this game graphically it's improved. It's a much grittier fighting game. It's one of those games that even though the fatalities, you can tell it's graphic. Compared to the ninth game was, this one took it even further. So yeah, so this is a direct sequel to MK9, obviously. One of the best ones in the series, I would say. Compared to MK9, I think MK9 is much better. I think 10 was close to being one of the top fan favorite games, in my personal opinion. So I remember liking this game. I played the story. Obviously, I played the Living Towers. And the weird thing about this game, when you have, the app, you can play on your mobile phones, or even, mobile phones. They had a Mortal Kombat mobile app. So you actually can do different clans and see who wins and stuff like if you're connected to this game. I remember that because you got the Link Way, you got Shadow or something like that. I forgot the actual name. It was something with the Noob Saibot clans, right? Yeah. So, and you got the Red Dragons, and you get all of those, right? So, I usually choose the Link Way. That's the most recent one I use, the Link Way clan. Yeah. So, when I first booted up for the first time in so long, and I decided to get this at GameStop, I had a digital version of this game, I decided to get the physical, so here you go. And Mortal Kombat X for the PS4. Okay, next is one of my solid favorite games of the same series, Mortal Kombat 11 for the PS4. This one was okay for the most part, even though this is a direct follow-up to MKX. The only thing it kind of put me in the wrong way, it was basically the story mode, the story itself, it's basically like past and future. It's like kind of weird how it is. Because this game has a cinematic story, it has fatalities, well, we all know that, right? Yeah, so the only thing it so it's experience the epic story where past Mortal Kombat fighters meet the present. So it's past characters. Not future, but past to the present. Which was kind of weird, because then the boss in this game, Kronika, is like, man, is this? I never heard of Kronika before. When I first played this originally on the PS4 back in 2019, I'm like, who the hell is Kronika? Spells with a K. I'm like, I have never heard of that name in my life in the series. I had assumed she was a new character, and I watched some interviews, and also, from the creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon, he said it's a new character. So yeah, a new boss character was interesting, kind of interesting, to say at least. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 was not a horrible game, but it's still a solid game regardless. But it's okay. It's a most play game. I love it. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 for the PS4. All right, and next we got one more, another PS3 game. This is called Baja 1000 Score International. Yeah, this is in a weird GameStop generic case. So yeah, I remember playing this out of curiosity, even though I have another Baja game called Baja Edge of Control on the PS3. So I decided to get this one and see what this one's all about. And it's basically the same game kinda, but not really. But it's a racing game. It's still a fun game to play from time to time, but even though it's gonna take time to get better stuff, right? That's usually mandatory. If you actually can purchase like parts for your vehicle, that's always mandatory usually when you play a racing game. If you have to let you buy automotive parts and stuff like that, so that's always recommended. So yeah, Baja 1000 Score International for the PS3. I forgot I didn't bring this up. It was hidden in there somewhere. I was like, you know what, whatever. The PS3 version of Baja 1000 is what it is. All right. Next is a Nintendo Switch game. This is the one I decided to get anyway, even though it was $70. It's a Nintendo game, even though the Nintendo IP game is usually never on sale. So I decided to go with it anyway. That is Super Mario Galaxy 1 and plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 for Nintendo Switch. So even though these games were originally Nintendo Wii games originally, yeah. So I never played the original games, so I decided, you know what? If I haven't played the original games on Nintendo Wii, I might as well just try it out on Nintendo Switch. Even though the Galaxy was also part of the limited release called 3D All Stars, which that game nowadays is like over $100. I'm like, ooh, my god. So yeah, I decided to get this game, even though I haven't played this one. So I might as well, I'm always gonna play the first one first before I play 2. That makes sense because I can actually get familiar with the story before you play the sequel, of course, right? So far I am liking Galaxy 1 a lot. So yeah, Super Mario Galaxy and plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 for Nintendo Switch. Alright, next we got Nintendo Wii games. This is the one I tried to get. It was called Need for Speed Pro Street for the Nintendo Wii. So originally I showed one of these versions on the PC version. I think it was back in December, I think, when we did that pickup video back in December. So basically, I decided to get the Wii version, see if I like this version, even though I haven't played it yet, I'm going to take the time to actually play it and hook my Nintendo Wii up and then put this game in and see how it plays. Even though this game does not use the nunchucks, weirdly, it's just used the Wiimote. So I said, you know what, why not give it a shot, and we'll see if it's worth checking out or not, even though I got the PC version, even though I got the Wii version. So we'll see how good this one is. Yeah, Need for Speed Pro Street for Nintendo Wii. Alright, and the next one is the one I was wanting to try out of curiosity. That is Nickelodeon's The Naked Brothers Band, the video game. So yeah, this game, I picked it up at the cave for $5. So I was want to know what this game basically is. I don't know if it's like kind of similar to like Guitar Hero Rock Band kind of style game. Even though it is a music rhythm game that you can tell back here, but I haven't played this game, so I'm going to play it for the first time whenever that is. See how good it really is. I haven't played it. I was kind of wanted to play it for a long time. I just never got around to it. So yeah, The Naked Brothers Band, the video game for Nintendo Wii. Alright, and next we got only the one Wii U game. That is the Wii U version of Injustice Gods Among Us. So yeah, so I decided to get the Wii U version on top of with the PS3 version that I just shown. I was kind of unaware there was a Wii U version of this game. I did not know there was. So yeah, I did not know there was a Wii U version. So I gladly picked it up for $5. So yeah, can't beat that. So I did beat the game, surprisingly. So yeah, so I love the Wii U version and top of the PS3 version. They're all both the same games because they're both in the same generation. So yeah, Injustice Gods Among Us for the Wii U. Alright, we're on the last category right now. We're on the PC collection right now. Oh my god, this is the one this is my most wanted game right here. Damage Incorporated. Command a Squad of Marines in 3D. So this is basically just known as Damage Incorporated for short, from 1997. This is one of my most played games as a child. Even though my dad was kind of upset for me playing this game at a young age because it was too violent. And I remember him breaking the disc in front of my eyes because he didn't want me to play it. So years later, I wanted to get my copy. Even though I'm 30 years old now. So I've been able to play it on my computer with no restrictions or nothing like that. So I decided, you know what? I want to relive this game again. I mean, maybe I can potentially beat the game. I'm in the process of trying to finish this game up. Yeah, so Damage Incorporated for PC. Alright, next is another game which I have a problem playing. There's another one too I won't be able to play. That is Redneck Rampage. This one I have not played, even though I can't play on my current Windows computer. And mine is an all-in-one desktop. But I decided it was bundled in with Damage Incorporated, so that is what it is, right? So yeah, I won't be able to play this game unless I know that if there is a workaround to this game to play. I know there's VirtualBox, and you see if that actually does work. Let me know in the comments down below. So yeah, Redneck Rampage for PC. And there's another game that will not work either, called Commandos Behind Enemy Lines. So yeah, this one, even though it would say 95, 98, so I'm pretty sure this probably will work on VirtualBox. I might give it a shot when I have the free time. You know, yeah, this is, yeah, Commandos behind enemy lines for the PC. Alright, and the next one is a double pack with, yeah, Sports Car GT and Superbike 2000. This is a 2 games in 1 package. So I had played Sports Car GT, even though this game took a while to get the game run on my computer, even though it was a pain in the ass to get done. And I did install this game, and believe it or not, the PC version takes time to get used to, even though it's a much better game compared to what I have up there, the PS1 version. The PS1 version was not good. It was so horrendous. I'm sorry. When you're trying to brake, when you're doing on sharp corners, you slow down. I'm like, what? That sucks. This game, it's not a bad game. It takes time, yes, but it's a much superior game. Yeah. Yes. 2 games in 1 package. It's a good deal. I got mine for like under $10. So yeah, Sports Car GT and Superbike 2000 for the PC. Oh my god. Alright, we're down to the last 2. And this is the other game. American Chopper for the PC. This is the first one. So I had briefly disinstalled this on my computer not that long ago. And I had to say, 4 discs? I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, 4 CDs you have to install. You have to install disc 1, 2, and 3, and then 4. To actually play the game. So I was able to install all that and play this game. Even though I had this on PS2, but I decided to get it for the PC, so that's what I did. PC version. It's a good game. I'm so in the process of playing the rest of this game. I mean, I'm on chapter 1. Yeah. So yeah, American Chopper for the PC. Alright, so and then the main finale and the last and final game I'm going to be showing here is a most obscure and oncoming game you will ever find, period. So that is American Chopper 2 Full Throttle for the PC. This version, however, for the PC, is a Russian exclusive game. So yeah, so this game will not run on my computer, but sadly I tried, because it has that Star Force DRM, which freaking sucks. So if there's any patches or anything that you guys may have or not, let me know in the comments down below if there is any patches for this game. I would love to play it, but as of right now I can't. I tried looking for patches online, I couldn't find anything to find a patch for this. So I decided to get it anyway because this is one of the rare games I got for under $30. Even though it came from the Ukraine, but it is the only place I can get to get a copy of it. So I was blown away how in good shape this game was. The disc, it was in great shape. Surprisingly, after we purchased it, I think it was 2 to 3 weeks, I think. So yeah, and it finally shown up, and I can add it to my collection. So yeah, American Chopper 2 Full Throttle for the PC. So yeah, so that is it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe if you're new. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and bye.